Hello, 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 it's Diane with hardly any makeup on, so you may not recognize me. It's the Lucky Gardenia dashboard confessional. Yes, I'm in my car and just got my hair cut, so it's the Haircut Chronicles and me, Vida, Loca. I believe that's correct, my crazy life. Just wanted to do a really quick update. I obviously did not dress for the occasion. I did put on some earrings, a little mascara, a little bit of eyebrows, but thought I had makeup and hairspray in the car to kind of fluff my hair up, but that I obviously ran out of the house without it. This will be short because Miss Hazel, my pug, is having a trial stay out of the crate while Mama's gone test, and she's gotten to know when I'm getting somewhat dressed to go someplace, and she goes and hides in the bed. So I had her crate open. I was gonna put her in. I had the radio on. The mood was set, and I thought, you know, I'm not gonna be gone that long. Haircut, straight home. So let's give it a roll. I'd much rather leave her out and trust her. So we shall see. She is doing good. My sister Tracy, I call her Aunt Katie, just loves Hazel, and I started one of her nicknames. You know, they'll have multitude of nicknames by the end of it, but Hazy Maisie. And for a little bitty pug, she has the horsepower of I don't know what, but when I'm going down the stairs to take her out for our little walk or little strolls, get rid of that message, she literally could pull me off the stairwell. So if I ever don't show up someplace, first place to check is, am I on the concrete where I've been pulled over sideways by her? But I try to really be careful. Let's see what the updates are. Cricket, no, I have not stitched a single cross stitch. I do have the, what's the word? I am feeling desirous of doing some embroidery, drop cloth embroidery samplers. She sells on Etsy, but you can look on Instagram and do a hashtag drop cloth samplers. They're really cute, and I used to do embroidery, and I thought, you know, that sounds fun. So I do have some on order. Already had a few of their items, and they're pre-printed. They're on cotton. Definitely have to be on cotton, and it's a permanent transfer. I also, from Joann's, got a pencil that you draw it on paper, or transfer it. You draw it on this paper, and then you can use a hot iron and it'll transfer onto the fabric, and I believe it's permanent. I think that's the way it goes. Because she did some type of contest, and it was, you know, she would give out keywords, and they ended up doing like a needle case with a rainbow, and then just some embroidery in the sky, and then a strawberry, which they turned out really cute. So who knows, that may be my first run at it. And I'm more process oriented. It's mainly just to do something creative. So Cricket, if I show you anything in the future, it's probably going to be embroidery and not cross stitch. But it all counts as doing something with our hands. And I think I probably talked about it years ago, but there's a book I love, The Basic Concept. It's about two doctors. One is a hand surgeon, the other is like a psychiatrist or psychologist. And they just found the their clients got healthier when there were 5 elements, and it's called the Creativity Cure. And it had to do with, I'm not going to think of all 5. It's one is doing things with your hands for a certain amount of time, body movement, something with your mind, enhancing your mind, your attitude. I'll have to look up the 5, but it's really a good concept, and it gives you a groundwork, and it tells you what would qualify. Not everybody is a cross-stitcher or a quilter or a watercolorist, but you can do other things with your hands, and it may be planting a garden, or it may be cooking a meal, but the theory behind it sounded legit to me, so I like the book. I need to really read it and put it into practice, and I can come back and report to you. But so that's what I've been working on, or thinking about, preparing to work on creatively. And oh Lord, there's a car racing. And I think I have some old pieces of luggage I think I'm gonna set up with all the embroidery paraphernalia, your type of scissors. Oh, and then I happened to catch a Facebook Live video of Tina Givens. I know I've talked to her about her before, and she is not only, I think she works for RJR Fabrics as a coordinator or artistic director for quilt fabrics, guys, and I'm a quilter. And she's from South Africa. She has the most wonderful accent. She lives in America. She has a fashion line. She has shops of couture clothing, but she also sells clothing, and her clothing is very quirky. And I think if you're watching my video, I'm kind of an individualist, and I have some of her patterns, and she has several workshops too that have already been available. One was on color and hue, and the other was on how to measure your body and adapt certain patterns so it would fit your body. But now she's come out with a new workshop, and it's called The Original Sew. And as many sewing machines that I do have a love for antique sewing machines, but I do have some that have variety of stitches and presser feet. That it's going to teach me how to sew, guys. Who wants to join me? She's been doing a Facebook Live at 3 o'clock Central Time on her Facebook page, Tina Givens, and she's just really inspiring. She's I'm gonna break through this fear of sewing some clothes, and these are like made with natural fibers, which I'm all about. Sorry, keep on getting notifications. Silks, linen, even cotton prints. They're really cool. And I had bought linen fabrics, gads of yard, if that's even a word, yards of linen. I went to a fabric warehouse because linen is not cheap, and I think there's something called, I don't know, there's like gauzy silk that is very expensive that I have not bought. I think I'm going to learn how to sew on muslin and cotton, because if it screws up, it won't be hundreds of dollars down the pipe. But I wish I knew someone that sewed and I could sew along with them. But I think this is just a thing to get me moving. So I got my sewing machine out. I pulled out the patterns that I had. I had already cut out one. It's called a bag dress, and I think I'm gonna either do it with some muslin or some quirky cotton fabric. Anyway, kind of excited about that, to maybe learn a new skill. We all, living in the 6-0, you know, you got to keep your brain activated, get new pathways going. And you know, I'm all about creating, so who knows what wondrous things I'll come up with. You may not want to be seen me walking with me when I put them on, but somehow I think I'm gonna do my best to carry it off. Watching the Dallas Cowboys, been watching a little college football with a fun friend, and how about those Cowboys? Yay! Love it. We did really good against Tampa Bay. We were not routed like they thought. The boys showed up. Bad call. We could have won, but you know, Dak looks great. I went out and bought myself a Dak Prescott Cowboy shirt with his number 4 on it. Got me a snapback. Don't know if I'll wear it, but they had 2 different ball caps. One was navy blue with a star, which probably looked, for the contrast with my hair, it would have been the way to go, but it had Velcro, and I'm like, it just goes against my sensibilities. So they had a gray or silver one. I'm sure it has Cowboys and a star, I'm not real sure, but it was an original snapback with a real snap, so I went with that one. But anyway, can't wait for Monday Night Football. They're going to be playing, I think, the Philadelphia Eagles. I've been biding my time watching all the podcast, radio shows on it. You know, who's out with COVID, who's injured, you know, who did good. And I'm beginning to learn a little bit about football, guys. Anyway, it's fun. It's a fun fall sport. It's finally cool. I woke up this morning and I actually had to put on a robe, and I got to thinking I better start getting a jacket out. I'm going to have to start throwing on some jeans to go outside. Anyway, loving the cooling off. I'm going to have to rework my whole wardrobe. Like I got to start figuring out what goes with what, with the size that I am. I'm still on Weight Watchers, been tracking. Hi Marlon, if you're watching. He's one of the best. Mercy D, Coach Emily. There's like about 5 coaches that are just awesome that I watch, but Marlon just has me cracking up. Marlon Moss, if you do online Weight Watchers virtual workshops, he never fails to deliver, and you just leave learning something different than you would if you watched it with another coach. So I do watch quite a few just to get ideas from the members, and they did come up with one idea I want to share before I shut this down, is that, you know, it's, you know, when do you eat when you're not hungry? You know, what time of day? And kind of get a plan for it. Put a plan in action before you're facing the evening when you sit down to watch TV or whatever. And someone mentioned a tea of all things, and the brand is, I'm not going to say it correctly because that's not my strength, guys. I would say Tazo. It's Tazo, I believe, and it's glazed lemon loaf, and I ordered it on Amazon because they didn't have it at Target. Went to Walmart, they did not have it at Walmart. Anyway, it's supposed to be incredibly delicious, and of course I'll add a little artificial sweetener because that's just the way I roll, guys. But I just can't wait. It's supposed to come today. I'm excited, and it was so funny is the way I feel. The lady was saying on one of the meetings that she just keeps looking at every Amazon delivery vehicle. Is my tea on there? And that's how I'm feeling. Is my tea there? Because I wasn't going to run around to every Target in history. Plus, I did also find a new flavored 000 yogurt that I really like. It's called salted caramel, and to me that just sounded just not enticing whatsoever. But you know, I put a little Cool Whip in it, I put a little Splenda, put it in the freezer, and then I take it out and let it thaw out, and it is a dessert with very few points. And I grew up, every night we had some type of dessert, and that's the way I roll, guys. So maybe this tea will help replace that. I did try my sister's suggestion. I was doing the Premier protein shakes just to make sure it had enough protein, and because I really haven't been eating that much meat. Now the yogurt has 15 grams of protein in each little carton. Each one of the Premiers, I think, has 30 grams of protein. And I like the Premier's Cafe Latte. And my sister Tracy was saying that the brand that you can get at like Costco or Sam's, which I don't have a membership to, is called Fairlife. And I could order it on Amazon. It showed not in stock, but it really came like the next day. The chocolate. And it has basically the same breakdown as far as protein, and I think the minerals and vitamins is a little bit different. But it really is, it tastes like chocolate milk, guys. And if you do put it in the freezer for just a little bit, it kind of gets a little bit frozen. It tastes kind of like a shake. She swears it tastes like chocolate milk, but I like to mix it with the Cafe Latte and the chocolate Fairlife. So those are my Weight Watcher finds, and I have been in the mood for taco soup again. So been making up big batches, and in that, low fat beef, ground beef, which sometimes I think is lower fat than turkey. Diced tomatoes, canned, no salt. No salt corn in the can. Chili beans made by Bush, mild flavor. Let's see what else. Chopped up onion. So I browned the ground beef, add the onion, lots of onion. When that's all browned, I add the lower sodium taco mix from McCormick, a couple of envelopes of that, and then a little bit of the dry ranch mixed dressing. Let's see if there's, sometimes I would put black beans in it, but, and then one day I didn't have enough diced tomatoes, so I had some Rotel, so I put in 2 cans of Rotel. So that added a nice little, zip to the flavoring, so I've been adding that to it. And then it makes a ton, and I think it's in my 4-quart Pyrex little Rubbermaid little Tupperware thingies, and I end up with 4 of those. So was that 16 cups of taco soup, and it freezes, and then you can thaw it out and add a little low-calorie sour cream, some of the on the border tostados, and I run them under the sink to get some of the salt off because they're pretty salty. No wonder I'm running low on salt in my body. And if you really want to treat yourself, you can use a little of the tostado queso dip on your chips. And since I've been doing that, I haven't been adding any grated cheese to it. But usually that's the meal I'm eating at dinner. The protein shakes for breakfast, and I've been eating the frozen, no sugar added, diced little cups of peaches and mandarin oranges. Add a little of the squeeze lemon on there to make a little, zip in the flavor, and then Splenda. And eat those in the afternoon, and then I eat the taco soup for dinner, and then usually for dessert I have a yogurt. If I'm still feeling like I want to eat something, then I eat a couple more of the peaches or mandarin oranges. So that's been my kind of go-to everyday thing. And you know, my scales, I can't tell if they're accurate or not, but I am fitting in some of the clothes that I wasn't able to fit in, and I would guess I've lost, roughly right, it's saying around 30 pounds since June 9th. So if it's on the lighter side, I would say 20 to 30 pounds. So it's Weight Watchers works, guys, and I wish you would join me on the online app Connect Lucky Gardenia. They have a robust online community with support and ideas and videos, and just it is so much better than if you've ever done Weight Watchers before. It is beyond awesome. I think I pay $45 a month, and it is so well worth it. And I can go to as many virtual meetings or local meetings that I want to at no extra charge. And they have them starting from 5 in the morning, because they have coaches all over in all the time zones, to sometimes 10 o'clock at night, Sunday through Saturday, the whole week. And even on the holiday, they had some of the coaches, not as many meetings, but they did offer them. And sometimes when you're feeling like you need a little bit more support, or they did do, oh yeah, they did do a, I think the best weekly topic by far was music, and how music can change your moods. And, you know, the music you can put on that makes you want to, you know, get up and dance, or dance in your seat because it's just so moving, or it takes you back to high school, or, you know, back when you thought you were going to be a girl band and singing with your sister and she said you weren't good enough to be in the girl band. True, Tracy. So yes, I can't sing, but Hazel doesn't complain, and I can dance to my heart content. And it does shift your mood. And let's say you can have all different kinds of playlists, and I've created quite a few playlists on Spotify. I have got, most of my music is on iTunes music app, whatever. But I can share my playlist with y'all, and I did on my Facebook page. So Diane Rivera, just look at there. You can just link on over, and I think you can, if you like it, you can add it to your little library. And the ones I shared is my Weight Watcher Journey 1, and there's all kinds of music on there. It's not just dancing, but there are quite a few disco. You know, I'm a disco girl. And the other one is, I think I first titled it My Kind of Love or something, love songs, but then some of them weren't happy. So sometimes love makes you cry, or, you know, you're lonely, or you're alone, you don't have anybody, so, or you lost somebody and you're crying in your beer, or your wine, or whatever. So I renamed it. I thought it was more apropos to say all sides of love. And there's all kinds of love. Love of friends, love of family, love of the person you're dating or married to. So why don't you listen to mine and give me some ideas. Now, Kat, some people have sent me some songs that I have never ever heard of. And on the week that the topic was music, I think I attended probably near 20 meetings, because it was such a fun meeting, and everyone had different genres of music, and people were throwing out ideas of, you know, singing artists or songs that I didn't even know, and Marvin was dialing up the music and playing it, and it was just great. I wish they had those taped where I could go back and just watch those, because those were the very best. But as always, I'll share what I'm learning with you, and hope all you are all across wherever you're living. You and your family are well. My family up in Oklahoma has been hit by COVID twice in the last month or 5 weeks. First time it was one person. The second go round last week, I talked to my sister, and 5 of them got it. They had gone down to visit grandkids, got exposed, came back home. Tracy got it first. So sick. And then Jay, who has had heart surgery, so he's really vulnerable, qualified once he realized he was the last one to present with COVID, and he went and got tested, and yes, he had it, and he met the guidelines to get the antibodies. I think it's the Regeneron, the one that Governor Abbott, Trump, well-known people have gotten it. But if you do have an autoimmune or different medical conditions, or you're over, I think, 65, you qualify. And I had a somewhat friend locally who met the age requirement, that had been very ill, got it. Next day felt much better, and I told Tracy that. So he was our test case. So the day after he got it, I'm calling, well, how's he feeling? And she's like, he's so stinking feeling good. She was still out for the count. She is still not feeling good, feeling fatigued. So send good vibes and prayers up her way. And Jay is just dancing a jig, is all I gotta say. But so unfortunately, I don't think I'll meet any of the criteria if I should come down with it. But if you do, or you have a family member that is eligible for that and gets a case of it, by all means, it's worth the $500 or whatever it cost, because a world of difference is all I gotta say. But it's rarely, I'll end it with this. I don't even know if I told you Elvis was in the building. That's how long it's been. My hairdresser went on vacation, so I had to wait an extra week. So you'd think I'd have more juicy content here, but fun has been continued to be had. Wine is part of the ratio a lot of the time, within reason, and keeping my contacts small. Isabella's about to turn 1. Yes, 1 years old, that little pumpkin. Robin gave me the list of what she needs or wants, and she already has lots of toys, so she kind of downplaying getting the toys, but she wanted a winter hat and mittens. So of course it couldn't be just a normal knit cap, It's like, okay, let's go look at Etsy. So I searching, handmade knitted hats, and found a panda bear hat that I just loved. So there was like 5 different ones that I thought were potential. I sent them to Robin, and she was not a panda fan. There was a kitty cat one with the big old yellow flower that I still may order for myself. That should not surprise you. She went with the polar bear, and she wanted to change the ribbon. It actually was chenille fuzzy yarn, white yarn. It has the ears, and then it has the black nose with a white ribbon. It is so adorable. I just hope it fits her head. But it fit from a 1 to 3 year old. So I'm thinking if it's too big, I'll just put a little dart in it. But it is going to be so pretty with her coloring, and her eyes still, I'm looking at pictures like they're green or hazel green. So very, very dark hair. It's going to look adorable, and got her little white mittens. But anyway, her birthday's coming in a couple of weeks. It's I think it's not this Saturday, not next Saturday, but the next that we're going to have the birthday party. So that's what's going on in my crazy life. What's going on with y'all? Leave me a comment. We are rolling into the seasons of pumpkin spice and coffee makers. Bring them out. Make the coffee. It's fall here in Texas. You know, we're going to get out our warmer clothes, but it could be 90 degrees one day and 60, 70 the next. So we get a little bit of everything. Or we could have an ice storm or a snowstorm. But, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know, I never did put my Christmas tree up last year, so maybe I should get on that already. But, or make some ornaments or something. Anyway, sending you love and happiness and kind wishes, and when you can, be kind to others, because you never know what they're going through financially, emotionally. They may have just lost their job. They may have just ended a relationship. They may be going through a divorce, or they could be so happy they just got married or found a new love or had a new baby or grandbaby. But we all have our stuff going on. So let's be nice to each other. And we're all not going to agree on everything, and we don't have to. That's what makes life interesting. But generally, everyone has a story, and most of us, if you just sit and listen, we're all pretty interesting. But what sports team, what football team are you pulling for? Do you watch college, high school? What pro sport or team are you watching this year? Are you pulling for the Cowboys? Anyway, leave me some comments, please. And please subscribe. I think I gained some and then I lost one, probably because I hadn't posted a video. But if you've got any friends that are just bored to death, they just might need someone to talk to them, and here I am. So send them my way. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for those that do watch, and I truly appreciate it. And if you liked any of the comment, give me a like. Anyway, love you guys. Peace out.